Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be the wrap up for week 3 of the minimalist game, the Minsgame. Week 3 of this challenge has kicked my butt. Well, week 3 of this challenge and Little League is literally kicking my butt right now. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. It has been a crazy week, but I did get week 3 done and there is just like one more week of this challenge left. So I think I'm gonna make it. This started out as a collaboration with Jessica. She asked me to do this with her for the month of May. It is a 31-day challenge where we get rid of as many items from our house as the day of the month. So on day 10, we get rid of 10 items. On day 11, we get rid of 11 items. And I have done this before, Jessica's done this before, but what we didn't expect was that so many people wanted to join in with us. So that has been such an exciting surprise from all this. Thank you to everybody who has joined in. I should have either your Instagram account or your YouTube channel linked down below. If it's not, let me know and I will edit it in. And some people are not posting on social media, but they're like sending me daily DMs of their Minsgame, which is so exciting. I love seeing your junk. It makes me very happy and it feels good. It doesn't feel good for me yet. I don't feel good right now at all. But I'm sure on June 2nd or June 3rd, I will appreciate the hard work that was put in for the month of May. So what you're going to be watching are the clips of my purge from days 17 to 23, I think, which is basically last week's minimalist game. It's already Tuesday. This update was supposed to go up 2 days ago. Minsgame is kicking my butt, and so is Little League. So one more week. Oh my gosh. And Memorial Day's coming up, so I have a 3-day weekend coming up. I can make it. I hope you guys enjoy watching. Thanks so much for checking in on where I'm at with this project. I will have a playlist of all of my YouTube minimalist challenges linked down below if you're interested in seeing the previous updates for this challenge or the last challenge that I did on here, or the last 2 challenges I did, I think I put on YouTube. So that will be linked in a playlist down below as well. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Okay, I have a dirty little secret over here. In this corner is where I throw things that I need to deal with at a later date. Things that I know I want to get rid of, but I either need to get it together with some other stuff so that it could go to the right place, or I need to take a picture of it so I could post it on my Instagram account, which is silly. So for today, I am going to see how many things I can part with from this pile immediately. I'll be right back. Okay, here are 11 items that came out of that box. The girl stuff is going to go to my brother, who will get them to his sister-in-law for her daughter. And then these 4 boys pieces on the bottom will go to my neighbor who has a bajillion boys. So that's 11 pieces for... Okay, funny story. I had pulled this keyboard out for the minimalist challenge for one day this week, and I was making a pile of stuff for a day. I don't know what day, but I was making a pile of stuff, and this keyboard broke a few months ago and it's just been sitting in my office. It half broke, which is the most annoying thing. A half broken product is the worst. It will drive me insane. This is a half broken keyboard. I didn't know what to do with it. I was probably gonna hold on to it until there was like a disposable waste pickup locally. But somebody asked for keyboards, working or not, so that they could take them apart on my local Facebook group, and they're coming to get it today. So I'm gonna count this for one day. I don't know which one, but you'll know when you watch this video. But this is going. All right, day 17 is turning out to be quite a mess. I am taking the 11 items that I had previously found and I thought were gonna be day 11, but I did a separate day 11, and I'm adding the keyboard that I got rid of and these 5 items here to make a total of 17 items for day 17. It's a hodgepodge. I have my work calendar from last year. I have a box full of some parts to a baby gate that I don't need. I have some tissue paper. I have some very outdated headphones, and I have a little toy easel that we don't need and don't use. So that's everything for day 17. We are looking at the closet that I hang my kids' clothes in. You will be seeing this closet again at a future date, but for today, I am interested in seeing how many hangers we could get rid of, particularly the ones that have these bottom things. I never use them, so I don't know why I keep them. I'm hoping I can find, well, we'll see how many I find. I'll be right back. I do also have a couple more hiding up there. Okay, I ended up finding 18. I can't believe it. 18 hangers. I was hoping I could find 12, and I found 18. That's pretty cool. Try not to mind this absolute mess too much, but here are all of my active files. I'm using air quotes. Active as in credit cards that I still use, water bill, heat, gas, electric, things like that. And as you can see, some of them are really overflowing. I probably don't need credit card statements from 2009, even if that credit card is still active. You see what I'm saying. I also have some binders up here that I store statements and stuff in. So, because today is day 19, I am going to pick out 19 files that could use some thinning out and see how big of a stack I can make of paper to recycle. It's gonna take me a minute, but I'm gonna tackle this today. Okay, here's everything I pulled out from the office to go through. There's way more than 19 here actually, so good job, Paula. I'm going to start going through each of these files, and I'm going to pull out any paperwork I'm sure I do not need anymore, and I'm gonna make a pile right up there where that yellow ball is, and we'll see how many, not how many, I'm not gonna count them, but we'll see how much paper I can pile up from these files right here. This project ended up being such a beast. If it wasn't for this minimalist challenge, I would have never taken this on today. It basically took me from 2 o'clock until 7. These are empty file folders that are going back to my office, but not going back to the file cabinet. These two gigantic stacks of paper are all for recycling. That tiny stack of file folders is what is going back in my file cabinet. It is just such a fraction of what I previously had. Those are, that box is going back in my office. I had those in there, and I never even got around to these two binders of paperwork. I'll have to do that another day because I'm out of time. I need to give my kids a bath and get them to bed, and I need to go to the grocery store still, so I don't have time to do this today. But look at all that paper that is leaving my office. Okay, we are up in the playroom. Yes, we have an extra bedroom and we call it the playroom. It is a mess filled with toys, and there is a problem, and that is Happy Meal toys. The kids love getting Happy Meals. They love checking to see what toy they get. They never, ever, ever play with that toy again. So I am going to go through this room and see how many Happy Meal toys I can find to get rid of. I know there are more than this, but here are 20 Happy Meal toys for day 20. And yes, I am whispering because my kids are upstairs and I don't want them to see this. Sorry, guys. I have a pretty hefty binder right here. I had a long habit of pulling pages out of magazines for recipes and inspiration and makeup recommendations. So my plan is to go through this binder and see how many of these pages are not needed, irrelevant, useless, and I'm going to see how many I can recycle. I'll give you a hint. I had no idea I even still had this. It was sitting in my office and I probably hadn't looked at it in at least 7 years. So I need to keep that in mind as I go through this. Whatever system I'm using does not involve referring back to this for any of this information. So probably don't need any of it. Okay, this ended up being a bigger success than I was expecting. I decided to get rid of every single piece of magazine paper that was in this binder. I counted them out. There was 120 sheets of paper. And I've decided I'm also going to get rid of that binder and the page protectors. Now that I'm not hoarding magazines, I just really don't need that. And maybe somebody like a college student could use it. So I'm going to get rid of the binder and the sheet protectors too. Yay! Well, this was not going to be part of the plan, but I am going to be trading my car in either tonight or tomorrow night when my husband gets off of work. So I'm going to clean my car out today and see if I could find enough things to count for a day of the Minimalist Challenge this week. I'm up to day 12 right now, but if I could find more, I'll count it for day 13. So let me show you what my car looks like. I'm really sad. I love this car. I've been driving it for 13 years. I didn't want to trade it in, but it needs a new engine. So that cost $6,000. My kids have torn this car up. I'm not going to count just plain old garbage as an item. I'm going to empty this car out and see what I can find. Maybe I'll find nothing. We'll see. Okay, I finally finished cleaning out the contents of my old car. I did end up trading her in for a new one, and I'm sure I've talked about that at some point before, but these are all things that were kicking around my old car that are leaving my life. There are 22 items here that I am counting for day 22. First of all, that is all garbage. There was just straight up garbage rolling around my car. Kids are disgusting, so I'm not counting that as part of this challenge, but I just wanted to show you guys that ridiculous bag of garbage that came out of my car. These are all things that were rolling around my car. I have some therapy band that I used to use pretty regularly when I used to do home therapy for adults, but I haven't done home therapy in many years, and like rubber bands, therapy bands get old and dry and brittle. So I feel like I haven't done home therapy in 7 years. So that's been in my car. For winter, spring, summer, and fall for the last 7 years untouched, and it's going. I have a busted paper bag. I have a piece of a car seat that is in my mom and dad's minivan, so I'm gonna dump that on them. I have one of those things that go on your visor. I never used it in my old car, so I'm not putting it in the new car. I have two little strappy things that probably belong to car seats, but I've never used. I have a pair of sunglasses. I have two masks. That one's too small, and that one was made from a sock, but it never really worked. I have an old GPS system that I've never used, or I don't use anymore. I have some little rubber bands that I bought when I was going to the gym, and I forgot a ponytail holder, but they're not good. So I'm just gonna get rid of them. I have a container of mints that I've never eaten, and when I went to go open them, they smelled a little bit like a litter box, and they were disgusting. I have an instruction manual for a baby carrier that I no longer own. I have two keychains. I have some business cards. I have a Starbucks gift card that I found in my car. There was like $5.84 value left on it. So I transferred that card to my Starbucks app, and I'm tossing the card. I have a set of headphones, but I have but now I have iBuds. What are they called? I have wireless headphones from Apple now, so I don't need that. Those are those things you get when you go play at a casino. I played at a casino one time when my father-in-law came into town. I've never been back since. I have a tray and a screw that came from my old car. They trashed my old car, so I don't need to return those. I have some mints that I found laying around the bottom of my car. That's gross. And this letter over here is actually not something that came out of my car. It is a recall notice for my car, for my old car that came in the mail this past week. So I don't need that anymore. So 22 items, leaving for day 22. That felt like a lot. All right, what's getting interesting is that it's getting harder and harder to fit all of these things into the frame of my phone. But here we have everything I pulled from day 23. Most of these things, well, all of these things came from the upstairs level. I just kind of wandered around until I found 23 items to get rid of. Most of these are kids' toys. Some of these are crafts that belonged to my mother-in-law, which unfortunately we will not be finishing or doing anything with, so we're going to let those go. An old Easter basket, a book that's finished, completely used up, an old instruction for a tent, Hazel's summer shoes from last year, Ron's robe, busted up hat, some finger puppets, more Happy Meal toys. I knew I had some more of those, a hanger, cardboard for one of Ron's many costumes. So yeah, that is everything for day 23. I did have this all in a basket in the front hallway, and Hazel went over and started snooping right away, and I was like, don't look, because I knew she'd want to pull all this junk back out and play with it. And she hasn't played with it in years, so it can go. She won't miss it. She just thinks she'll miss it, but she won't. So that's everything for day 23. I think that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you with next week's update. Can't wait. Last week of the minimalist game.